Okay, now I'm recording. Damn, I had a really good intro for about 30 seconds. But it's all good. That's the past. You guys will never know about that because now we're recording. Man, I'm gonna be honest. This is the second. This is the second try at this second episode because I started and I was negative, bro. I started off negative and I went, that's not how I want to start this Sunday. That's not how I want to start this podcast for you guys. That's not how I want to start. Anyway, so the podcast with Dylan Palladino, that's not how I want to start it. I want to give you guys some energy and positivity. First, look, there are going to be days when obviously, we chill. Because we chill on this show. I've decided that. Sometimes we just chill on this show. I just cross my legs. So we're chilling. But I started negative, dude. And I think it's because I'm pre-diabetic and my blood sugar was low. But I had a protein bar and I had some cereal because I'm 12. But the cereal has fiber. So I'm trying to be an adult while also being 12 years old. And I feel better now. I feel good. I had another shot of espresso. Okay? Because I'm addicted to coffee and caffeine. Mainly coffee. Not even caffeine, just the oral fixation, dude. Coffee rules. We talked about it last episode. I don't need to go into it. But if you can't drink it after 2 p.m., you're an absolute bitch. Okay? And we know that. And that's part of... That's just the energy of the show. And you guys are aware of that. And look, some of you might not be able to drink it after 2 p.m., and that's okay. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I drink it late. And then I also can't go to sleep, but I just power through it. I go, no, it was worth it. The other week, I had pre-workout at 8 p.m. and it was like right after I recorded this podcast. It was last Sunday. I had pre-workout right out, not right after, but 6 hours later. But it doesn't matter for the story. I had pre-workout. I went to go work out. 8 p.m. I get back home, 9:15, 9:30. I did some deadlifts. I was killing it on the deadlifts. And then I tried to isolate my bicep. And because my left bicep feels weaker than my right. And my shoulder pronates forward. And these are all things that you don't need to know or you don't care about, but once you start to get older and your body starts to fall apart, you will start to care about them, and you'll learn about what the word pronate means because you didn't know what pronate means at all. And it was one of those words like supine where you were just like, I know that's a word and I'm pretty sure it means laying down, but it also could mean kneeling. But it just feels like one of those words that is not English. Like it is English, but it's not. Does that make any sense? It just feels like a word that just medical people use. Pronate, supine, dorsal, lateral. The lateral, you can use that in sports, but dorsal definitely. Posterior. Posterior, I always think means the front of you, but then I have to remember that people talk about your posterior as your ass, and then I go, no, it's the back. That's the thought process I go through every single time I hear posterior. I will never be able to memorize that it actually means the back. I always will think it's the front, and then I will go, no, it's the back because people say you're posterior, and that means your butt. That's how my brain works. That's how it was filed away. You know how some things you're like, oh, can I not make this filing better? And it never happens. Anterior feels like back. I don't know why. And now I'm confused about whether I'm right or not. No, anterior means, hold on a second. Someone's like, no, Dylan, you're right. Interior. Near the front. Yep. The front of the body. That's what I thought in. That's what I thought in. That's what I thought. Anterior sounds like the back though, doesn't it? Before? Anyway, that's how I think about posterior. And those words are used just by doctors. If you're a doctor, you use anterior and posterior and dorsal all the time. Oh, wait, I was wrong about supine. Supine means lying face upward. Then what is it prostrate? Which I always want to say prostate. Okay, I don't think prostrate is a word. Nope, it is. Lying stretched out on the ground with one's face downward. Okay. So we're 5 minutes in. We've already done a vocabulary lesson, and this is good. Prostrate is lying face down. Supine is lying face up. But you know what I mean, right? Supine feels like a word that's not English. I know it's English, but it feels like it's not an English word. Anyway, so how the hell did we get... Why did I start talking about that? Posterior, pronate. Okay. Anyway, I tried to isolate my bicep and I hurt it, and it hurt for an entire week, because now any recovery from anything takes at least a week. I had 2 beers last night and I woke up and my head actually hurt. And I'm like, for real? Is this for real? What's up with my body now? I'm not even like that dehydrated. I'm just going to have Advil on tap, dude. Advil on a holster on the side of my body. Just ready to throw it. Advil, allergy pills. Just ready at any moment. Just a crink in my neck. Oh, shit, gotta take an Advil. Gotta take a Tylenol. I'm going to be one of those people that just has Advil on their side table when they wake up. That's my life, I guess. And this is not negative. This is real. This is life. This is happy. I'm good. But anyway, yeah. Oh man, I was going in on all kinds of shit, man. I had a good week though. I hope you guys had a good week. You know, I worked. Tuesday, I showed up to a doctor's appointment 48 hours early. So that was nice. I thought it was on Thursday. It was on Tuesday, but I'd gotten an email from them like reminding me on Sunday. But then they send you another email. Dude, too many emails, too many reminders. I know people don't show up, but you're like, and then they call you also. How do they know I don't use my calendar? You know? How do they know that? Everyone's always like, use your calendar. That's how you know. Why don't you put it in your calendar? Why don't you use the calendar app? Dude, I don't know. Calendars don't make sense to me. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, your brain doesn't work the way that mine does. But like calendars don't make sense. I don't know how to explain it other than I use a calendar and then I forget that I put anything in the calendar and I never check it. Can someone tell me what that is? What neurodivergent spectrum shit that is? Or is it just being an idiot? I kind of think it's just, I'm like anti-calendar. I'm allergic to calendars. I'm going to turn this around. I don't want to look at myself for the next 45 minutes. I'm anti-calendar. I don't know what to tell you. Is anyone else like, they know they should use a calendar. They know they should use a planner. They know they should use all of that. And when they do, it just never works. It never they never follow up. Maybe I just need to make that. I gotta read Atomic Habits again by James Clear, and then just be like, my habit. I'm a person that uses calendars, and then I'll just start using a calendar, and then my life will turn around. We'll see. Yeah. So I showed up, and they're like, no, you're gonna be here on Thursday. I'm like, okay, cool. I woke up. I ran over here. I'm sweating. It's 9:20 p.m. What do I do? So then I just went to Washington Square. No, not Washington. Then I went to Madison Square Park. And I went on my phone for an hour and a half. Because that's what we do now. When someone's like, I got time. We just go on our phone. And just like looking over for like 45 minutes. Scrolling. Nothing's good. Dude, we're all just in search of something. Just to like waste time. It's great. Fantastic. Sounding negative again. I'm going to turn it around because then I saw a video of a baby cow and that shit made me happy. You know, just a baby cow just chilling. Furry baby cow. And I was like, all right, you know what? It's going to be okay. I'll go and I'll do the rest of my day. Then my dad came into town. My dad was here this week. And, you know, having family visit is stressful. It's not, unless you're one of those few people that like everything's good with you and your family. And I truly don't really understand those people. Like they must exist. There are people that like love their mom and I mean I love my mom and dad, but like are like best friends with their mom and dad and don't get stressed out when they come to visit and shit. And it's like, dude, what? Like how? Either you're lying or something's up. Like you guys are in a cult or something. It's crazy to me. I love my dad, but when he's around, I get stressed because I just know he's gonna bring up politics or gonna do something dumb because that's his MO. Because we all became adults and he just reverted back to being 16. And he's just like, let me just fuck with these kids. That's all it is. All he wants to do. And also, he plays shit out loud on his phone. When did that become a thing that you hit 60 and you're like, everyone else has to hear whenever I'm watching. Everyone else has to hear this AI voice be like, this one thing that the doctors don't want you to know is what will allow you to live to 120. This 117-year-old woman was asked what her secret was, and this one fruit that she ate changed everything. Doctors do not want you to know about this one supplement that will prevent all colon cancer. Like I'm listening to him watch an AI video where the conclusion is like, buy this supplement that's $65. He's like taking like blue ethylene. I'm like, bro, what the fuck even is that? That sounds like something you put in a pool to counteract chlorine. Blue ethylene? And then I gotta be like, I don't know, man. I mean, is it expensive? It looks like something that they're selling to you for twice as much as it should cost. But because they had one doctor that like looked legit, all you need for a boomer to buy anything is like a doctor that's in a suit smiling that has nice teeth and they're like, he looks like a good guy. Looks like a guy I could play some holes with. I could have a beer with that guy. And you're like, that guy is a felon. That guy should or will be in jail soon for selling you blue water. But yeah, go ahead and pay him $90 a month. It's good. We got pizza and you know the pizza. I'm not going to complain about it because I don't want to complain about every meal that I get. Okay, but it wasn't good. Okay, I'll say that. They used cherry tomatoes instead of a different kind of tomatoes on a margarita pizza, and that shit makes me mad. You know? I'm like, dude, we're in New York City. How are you making bad pizza? How do you have an Italian name and you're using cherry tomatoes for a margarita pizza that are exploding in my, biting down, exploding in my mouth. And it's so hot. It's just like scalding hot. And then I have to work around that to get to some mozzarella, the smallest little bit. Oh, man. But my daddy paid for it, so I was happy. I was like, thank you. I like getting paid for. Thank you. So, okay. Dude, then we saw Mission Impossible. And I got to say, bro, Tom Cruise is the GOAT of movie stars. Tom Cruise is the best action star there ever has been, and maybe ever will be. And it's not that he's the best actor in the world. It's just he puts his whole chest. He puts his whole chest into acting, into the movie. Did you guys see that? Into the movie. For people just listening, I think I spit. I'm not sure. He puts his whole chest into it, dude, and that's what makes it so good. People are like, "Oh, I don't like it so much." Oh, the story. Dude, it's not about the story. The story is fine. The story is moving. There's no downtime. That's what you want. The purpose of the story is to just move from one scene to another to see Tom Cruise do some insane shit. Do some shit that's impossible. It's called Mission Impossible. If you come out of that movie and you start trying to tear apart the different plot holes in it or how things are like not believable, I'm gonna run away from. I'm gonna be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go, hey, do you know what's the name of the movie? You're like Mission Impossible, and I go, exactly. So what? Oh, it's impossible. That's what the movie's about. It's called Mission Impossible. It's supposed to be unbelievable. I don't care if as soon as he did insert this crazy action, his head would explode or what, or whatever it would be. It doesn't matter. I like seeing Tom Cruise almost die. That's basically what Mission Impossible is. Hey, pay $20 to see Tom Cruise almost die for an entire movie. Just be in pain. Because, dude, even like the scene when he's falling, he's like acting while he's falling. Does that make any sense? Like, he's falling, but he's like, I'm going to fall extra hard. Does that make sense? He's like doing everything in his face and the wind is blowing. He's like, like it's, I was laughing out loud in the movie out of pure joy. The Jeep is like flipping over and like his face as it flips over, it just, I don't know how to explain it. His face makes you feel what's happening even more. And I know that that's what acting is, but people don't usually do that in action movies. He's like, his whole chest, he goes like, it's basically him being like, I want them to believe this shit is really happening. Again, which is what acting is, but not so much physical. It's more the emotional. When you're acting, you want people to feel empathetic. You want them to feel for you. You don't want them to be like, I really think that car is going off that cliff. But when you watch Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise, you go, that shit really happened. And partially because it did really, like, he is really doing it. Which is a testament to why he's the most insane person that has ever lived. Because he's like literally on a biplane getting 180 mile per hour winds thrown at him and trying to act. And he's doing all his own stunts. Broke his ankle jumping from one roof to another. Drove a fucking motorcycle off of a fjord in Norway. Crazy. But that's why he's the best. That's what you want. You want an action star that's like, dude, I'm going to put, action movies are not about me putting all of my emotionality or all my emotions into it. It's putting all my physicality into it. That's a movie star. And he does it. And he does his run. And it's so good. I must have laughed out loud 5 times in the movie. And I'm going to laugh out loud in an action movie. That's what it's for. Action movies are, if an action movie is really good, it's also a comedy. Does that make sense? If an action movie is really good, well, hold on. Because some action movies are really sick. And it's not ridiculous. No. Okay. No, not all action movies are comedies, but if sometimes the action movie has to be so ridiculous. Like if the action movie is going to be ridiculous, you have to lean into the ridiculousness, because then guess what? It's actually a comedy and an action movie, and it's sick. Like Mission Impossible, if they took themselves too seriously and there was too much of a story and like emotions and real acting and everything, you wouldn't like it. It wouldn't be believable. You would be watching it and be like, oh, it's grounded in these relationships between these people. And then he would do some shit that you would go, he absolutely 100% will be dead. But instead, everything is kind of one-dimensional. Indigo, every character is just like their style of character. They're almost like a parody of each other and of themselves. And that's great. And then you watch the movie, and then the ridiculous stuff happens. That's so ridiculous that you laugh out loud at it because it's awesome, and also there's no way it would work, but they do it so believably that you're like, this rules. That's why guys like watching it, dude, because it's insane. And you want to see some insane shit. And then you're also kind of like, I think I could do that. Every guy watching every action movie is secretly like, I think I could do that. Every guy watching an action movie is taking notes the same way that a girl watching a true crime show is taking notes as well as to how that girl got killed so she cannot have that happen to her. That's what it is. The guy's watching the action movie and watching when he does, and he's taking notes to be like, if I ever find myself trying to get a malicious AI hard drive from a submarine 500 feet below, and I have to take a decompression chamber, and then I get caught as the submarine starts to fall down, here's what I would do. That's the exact same thing that a girl is doing when she sees that a woman tried to help a guy put a mattress into his van, and then the guy pushed her in as well. It's the exact same thing. Does this make sense? This makes a lot of sense. A guy sees himself on a biplane. A guy is trying to chase. Your boyfriend is watching an action movie, and he's watching the main character flip around on a biplane as it's flown through the air and finding a way to not fall off. And he's thinking in my head, if I'm ever in that situation, this is exactly what I would do, and this is how I would survive. The same way that when you watch someone go into a house and get kidnapped, and then she starts to get tortured, but then the villain leaves something out that allows her to pick a lock, and then she stabs him in the eye, and then she's able to get away, and then she hot wires a car, or like I don't, honestly, I haven't seen enough true crime things to know anything of what they do, because I think the girl usually dies. So you're just like, okay, I'm not going to do what she did. Whatever she did to get chopped up and put in that bag, and then she got found by a clown 10 years later at a kid's birthday party, like, you're like, I'm not going to do that. And then your boyfriend is doing the exact opposite. He's going, here's what I would do. Or if the guy dies, he's like, I wouldn't be that guy. You know, you're in a firefight, whatever, and then he sees someone get shot and he goes, yeah, see, I wouldn't do that. That's what it is. That's why guys are watching action movies. We're all preparing for the action movie of our life, which most likely will never happen. Or if it does, we'll mess up and die. But we're all preparing. We're trying to be prepared. We want to be, it seems tight, honestly. That's what's crazy about me. Dude, I watch these action movies. I watch him on the plane. It's online, so it's like I'm not ruining it for you. Also, there's no ruining the movie. You know what's going to happen. I was thinking about that the entire time I was watching the movie. I was watching the movie, and I heard the haters. You ever hear the haters in your head hating on something while you're enjoying it, and then you're already trying to come up with responses to them about why they're wrong? They're saying some shit, and you're like, first off, you're a bitch. Second of all, here's why you're wrong. Expand your mind. Third off, go take a walk. Like, Third off, one of your eyes is too small. Third off, your dad left when you were young. You know? That's what I'm thinking. So I'm watching this movie and I hear people be like, I'm literally hearing someone have a conversation with me where they're like, well, you already know what's going to happen. You already know he's going to save the world. You already know that he's going to succeed. And I'm like, yes, but it's about the journey. It's not the destination, dude. Read a book. Read a meditation book, okay? Start getting on your Zen shit. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. I want to see how he gets there. I know he's going to be able to do it, but but if the movie's done right, I'm going to kind of believe he's not going to have it happen. I'm going to kind of believe that he fails. Or I'm going to see him do some crazy stuff that I'll be like, there's no way that would happen. And then that's the point, because then that makes it sick. That makes it awesome. You're like, I can't believe he figured it out. And it's a thin line. But when you get it, it's the best. It's like the Fast and the Furious for a while was awesome. And then they really jumped the shark. And by jump the shark, I mean they literally drove a car to space with Ludacris and Tyrese. And Luda was like, I got hoes In different planetary spaces than planetary spaces. That's. And then Tyrese was like, my Shayla. Oh. Which, by the way, is such a sad meme. How heartless is the internet that we're like making a meme off of Tyrese crying about not being able to see his daughter? I thought it was funny too. I still think it's funny. That's what's fucked up. The internet is so evil, dude. Our like sense of humor on the internet, the most fucked up. No mercy, no empathy. My Shayla, oh, my Shayla. If you watch the entire movie, he's crying because he can't see his daughter. Here, let me find it for you. Let me find it. Okay, my Shayla. Dude, the last episode before I like went to re-record it, I was talking about how my grandpa bought me treasury bonds, and about how the interest on them hasn't followed inflation. So boring. Oh my God. Legit a dad. The first episode was dad time. It was just me talking about inflation and insurance and how people online are making fun of the Mexican dudes that died on that boat that hit the Brooklyn Bridge. Which, I mean, like, was it funny when I first saw it? Yeah, but then when I realized there were guys on the mast literally dangling, did I still laugh out loud? Yes, but then I felt bad because I was like, oh shit, some of those guys died. And I was like, yeah, probably not. Shouldn't joke about this. There's enough things. I don't need to make a joke about the Mexican Navy. At least not a video about it. I mean, maybe on a podcast you could talk about it. Okay, anyway, so we're trying to find my Shayla meme. No, your meme. Dude. This is it. Oh my God. My Shayla. Who is Shayla? Oh. God damn it. No. God damn it. I don't want that. What? Should I get to know your meme? Know your meme. Yeah, my Shayla is a viral video clip of actor Tyrese Gibson crying and sharing. Someone's gonna comment and be like, "Well, what you didn't know about Tyrese is, well, insert like, oh, he's a horrible person." When it was posted to Gibson, he posted this to his Instagram, his custody battle for his daughter, and then people just made fun of this guy going through one of the worst things in his life, and they're like, "This is pretty funny." This is nuts. The custody battle for his daughter. The original video has been deleted. It was then reposted by some YouTuber. Okay, piece of shit. Gaining over 34,000 views in 7 years. That's not a lot. Hold on. Okay, here's a video for Andrew Cuomo. I mean, I'm not going to talk about politics, but that's crazy. Let's see. Let's find this my Shayla thing. Yeah, like, look at this. Dude, he's just crying.
I'm not doing anything illegal, but I don't want nobody. Oh my God, am I doing something illegal by doing this video, or am I protected by the First Right Amendment?
First Right Amendment. I mean, this is so sad. I mean, this dude is crying.
Oh my God. Oh my God. My Shayla. My Shayla. Ain't nobody showing up.
Fuck, dude. Why am I laughing at this? This is fucked up, dude. This guy is crying about his daughter who he's trying to get custody of. Did he do something that everyone just agreed is bad? Oh. And he's wearing a sweater that's like Shayla rocks. That kind of makes me think he did something. That kind of makes me think he did something wrong if he's literally wearing a shirt that says Shayla rocks. That's crazy. But no one's going to talk about. Damn, what more do you want? I mean, I guess there's just a lot of things of Tyrese. Dude, Tyrese, I guess, is just going through it. Or he goes through it. That's a man who's not afraid to cry. Respect, King. Honestly. But maybe don't do it on, maybe when you're in the middle of a custody battle, maybe don't post that video online. As you're wearing a sweater that says Shayla rocks. The prosecution's probably going to use that. And they'll probably turn it around to say, like, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. That's all I'm saying. Do whatever you want, bro. You're a strong man that can cry in public. I respect that. He's crying a lot too. I've never cried for that long. Cried for a little bit, but anyway, Mission Impossible ruled. Okay? Go see it. If you're a girlfriend, go take your man to Mission Impossible 4. Not 4, 8, whatever. Dead Reckoning. Final Reckoning. Whatever. Who cares? You know what I'm talking about. Go take him to that. That would be an amazing thing to do. And then you know what, dude? If you watch an action movie with your boyfriend, ask him after how he would have done certain things in the movie. And then you'll see his eyes light up because that's what he's been thinking about the entire time. He'll be like, well, how would you have done it differently? Dude, he will talk to you about it for hours. And he'll be so excited and he'll be like, my girlfriend is the best woman in the world. And then guys, when she wants to watch the true crime thing and you don't want to watch it, you got to watch it with her. And then you got to, after, be like, oh, what did you learn? I don't know. That's like kind of like, oh, so how would you have not get murdered the way she did? But guess what? I bet you, no, if you watch it with her and watch the true crime thing, and then when you finish with your girlfriend, just look at her and be like, so where do you think she messed up? Dude, she will have a full debrief breakdown about how she would have done things differently and how she wouldn't have died. I'm telling you. They study this shit. Women are just studying true crime. They're all just thinking about if they're going to get murdered 24/7. And so they watch that and they're like, this is how I learned how to not get murdered. But then unfortunately, the person that's most likely to murder them is you. So it's not going to, they're actually kind of like allowing you to figure out a better way to murder them because you're watching the true crime thing with them, and then you're asking them where did she make mistakes, and then when they tell you how she would do it differently, then you like secretly in the back of your mind are like, okay, well if I ever was going to kill her, like I could do it this way because she thinks that. That's not like, obviously you don't want them to think that way, but I'm just like, that's the logic eventually does kind of go to that, but we don't need to think that way because your boyfriend's not going to kill you. Statistically, he might be more likely to, but still statistically, it's very low that he's going to. Does that make sense? I think that is statistics, is what I'm saying. That's statistics. Anyway. And then people are trying to make fun of Tom Cruise for the way he eats popcorn. Bro, he is an action star. He does everything with his chest, including eating popcorn. He doesn't just eat it. He grabs it and he throws it into his mouth. And he's like, ugh. That's what he does, bro. Tom Cruise does not do anything half-assed. He doesn't do anything even full-assed. He does it double, whatever it is. His entire body has to be involved in eating the popcorn and making you like feel how excited and how good it is. Everything is an action. Everything is an action. Literally everything is an action scene with him. Eating the popcorn, going to the dentist, flossing. He's like, whatever it is. Taking shit. He's like, yeah, like. He's like has a fan on, so he's like, like that's everything with him is in action. That's why you saw him on Oprah or any of these shows when he's extreme, dude. He doesn't know anything but 1,000% full throttle. That's what you want out of an action star, and that's what Tom Cruise is, and I'm good with that. That's what we need from action stars. We don't need our action. We don't need them to be normal people. We need them to be absolutely insane people that want to do their own stunts and are out of their mind and are always pushing it because that is entertaining. That's what I think. Anyway, go see it. They didn't pay me for this. I don't know why I spent 30 minutes talking about it, but I think it was interesting. I don't know. Glorilla got a nose job. I don't care. I wrote that down. I saw it on TikTok and was like, oh shit. I don't. Here's how I feel about plastic surgery. If you want to get it, get it. If you think that you shouldn't get it because you should just be okay with like who you are, then don't get it. I'm not going to tell someone what to, because at the end of the day, if you really want to change something, no one is going to be able to change your mind. Besides your therapist, working through it for years. But here's the thing. If you don't want to actually change your mind about it, you're not going to go to therapy and you're not going to try and change it. So just do it. Obviously, like, consult the people close to you, make sure it's safe and everything. And maybe if you can be mature about it or like conscientious, be like, okay, am I doing this because like I don't like what my nose or whatever looks like, or am I doing it because of societal pressure, blah blah blah, whatever. But I'm not going to tell you not to do it. Like you're because number one, you're going to do it, and number two, who am I? You know, I mean, granted, I'm bald, dude, and I think when guys go to Turkey and I think when guys go to Turkey, that is bitch shit, okay? You should just accept being bald, okay? Accept the life that God gave you and rock this, okay? Be confident in not having it. Don't go and get freaking fake titties on your head, all right? Don't do that. Just be yourself. Be what you have. Embrace what life has given you. You're not meant to have hair. You're not having it. Sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you. You were meant to have hair. It's all good, okay? Having hair is for children anyway. Grow up, lose your hair, and get a 401k. Grow up, lose your hair, and then just grow it all over your body anyway in places that you didn't know you were going to grow it and you didn't really want to grow it. And that's accepting life. That's Zen, dude. That's being Zen. You're like, this chooses to go, and I'm okay with that. Let it be. Buddha was bald. Don't you want to be like the Buddha? Don't be chasing that hairline, bro. Stop chasing women. Stop chasing your hairline and start chasing the bag. That's it. Forget the women. Forget the hairline. Chase the bag, dude. And if you follow my 10-week course, I guarantee you'll make $10,000 a week on Amazon drop shipping. That's it. Forget trying to have perfect hair, dude. Get the bag, that's it. But then also like chase a family and happiness and being like equanimous. Equanimous? Is that what? Equanimous and everything that you do. That's the eventual goal. But I don't care. I mean, I love Glorilla. Seriously. I wish her well. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't have even talked about it. It's like not news. That's another thing. The shit comes up and you're like, I guess I should care about this. And then you keep going. You're just like, yeah, whatever. Let them do whatever they want to their face. Like, I'm listening to the music. It's fine. I mean, I guess I'm like, your nose looks fine. But then you're like that person that's like, you're like commenting on someone else's looks and you're like, dude, why? No, just let her. I hope she's happy. That's okay. What do I have? 7 more minutes left? Yeah, because guess what? I was supposed to get a new SD card, and I thought I found one at home, and then I didn't plug it in and check it on the camera until 2 minutes before I was supposed to record. Why? Because I'm irresponsible, and because I have ADHD, and I'm neurodivergent. I'm neurodivergent, dude, and I can use that as an excuse for so much stuff. Hey, sorry I canceled the date. I'm neurodivergent. Hey, I'm sorry I came quick. I'm neurodivergent. Oh, I didn't pre-com, dude. I'm literally neurodivergent. I'm sorry. Okay? And you making fun of it and texting your group chat about it, and then texting me about it, and then complaining about it, you're being ableist. Is that what you want to be? Ableist? I'm on the come quick spectrum, okay? That's the truth. I'm not all the way, but if this is the spectrum lasting 45 minutes, which by the way, who wants to do that? And fucking blurt in 10 seconds, I'm not going to show you where I am, but let's just say it's closer to the latter than the former. I'm on the spectrum. I'm highly on the come quick spectrum, and that's just, I'm neurodivergent, okay? So like, don't make fun of me and don't be upset. If you can't accept that, you're ableist. Is all I have to say. Anyway, yeah, so I didn't check, and I mean, crazy how I just went from that just back to talking about not having an SD card, but yeah, I didn't check until 1 second before and was like, oh, this SD card isn't working. Guess this next episode has to also be 45 minutes or less, which is okay, because for the first one's like 35 to 40 minutes is like kind of clutch, just enough, but not too much, and then we'll start having you guys call in and have questions and all that good stuff, and it'll be great. It's gonna be absolutely unbelievable is what it's gonna be. I mean, I like I already talked about, yeah, no, I did. And they're not making pennies anymore. That's a thing that's happening. They're not making pennies anymore. And guess who got absolutely rock hard when they heard about that? Grandpas. Grandpas got the first boner they had gotten in years because they were like, I've been collecting pennies, and I told my grandsons about wheat pennies and different pennies and how they were going to be worth it one day. And finally, that day is coming. My collection of pennies that was worth $800 is now going to be worth $1,300. Holy shit, I'm rich. Because that's what happens. You turn 72, and then you're just like, I'm going to collect pennies. I'm going to collect the most worthless thing out there, the thing that's actually worth less than a cent. It's actually, it costs more to make it, but it's worth like less than a cent. I'm going to collect them. And then hopefully one day this one penny that has 2D, like is from the Denver Mint or the Atlanta or Philadelphia Mint. You can tell my grandpa was really into pennies, and like he tried to get me into them at one point. Now that's going to, instead of being worth 1 cent, because it has this little marking on it, it's worth $1. Whoa. And now that they're taking them out of commission, grandpas are rock hard, dude, talking about pennies. You want to get a grandpa going? Just ask him if he collects coins. Coins or stamps. And just see him go buck wild in his brain. Absolutely just like, oh, let me tell you what I collect. It's Molly for them, dude. Collecting pennies, stamps, other worthless shit, that is Molly for old men. Okay? They love that. They love that, and they love talking about the war. That is, if you could have a music festival that was just pennies and stamps and World War II documentaries, oh my God, the amount of 75-year-old to 92-year-old men that would be there. I mean, it would be a mass grave because so many of them would die, but they die happy. They die in ecstasy. Bringing it back to Molly. All right, I think I have to end. Guys, this is great. I love doing this. You guys are great. Thank you for listening. Tune in next week. I hope you have a great week. Bye.